I've just learned to cherish everything, dude. Like, even with my announcing, like, I love what I do production-wise. Announcing's my dream.
Yeah.
So anytime I get a chance to announce at Stafford, like, I try to make the most of it at this rate.
What would you do if another track offered you an announcing position?
Would not go there.
Would not go there.
Stick to Stafford. Yep. Because that track, there's not many tracks like Stafford.
Nope.
Yeah.
And that's something I've learned over the years. Like, I didn't know much about how big Stafford was when I first joined the internship program in 2019. But, you know, I've been here now for 5 years, and I've learned real quick how lucky I am to work where I work with the people I work with.
Yeah, but just...
And it's full-time. There's not a lot of full-time
tracks that are going to pay.
At short tracks. Right. I got lucky with that. So...
You also had perfect timing. I mean, it was, you know, now I'll make your head bigger, so don't wreck my TV. But, like, no promises. You know, you say that you're at Stafford and they're doing so well, but at the same time, like, you're a big part of why they are. And it you know, you came here in 2019, you know, 5-6 months before the pandemic hit, which just changed everything and it started this whole streaming thing, which you guys have been the leaders at from the get-go. And so, like, timing a lot of times is luck, but I mean, everything just kind of worked out great. Like, you know, the pandemic came.
True.
You know what I mean?
You definitely put him more on the map.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about that. I mean, they'd be almost crazy to let him get away.
Paul was looking for exactly what you brought. And what you brought was, I mean, you guys just was the perfect match. It was exactly what he was looking for.
You know what's crazy? Like, timing is everything, because when I went to Quinnipiac for grad school, I could finish my program in 1 year. I did it in 2 on purpose. 1, to widen my workload. 2, to fit in more Stafford. So
that's good thinking.
But 2019, I came late. I came in August. So there's only 1 month left in the season. 2020, pandemic hits. So imagine in my head what I'm thinking. All right, the 2020 season at that point in like March, April, you think it's going to get canceled.
Right.
It's like, well, damn, what do I do? Luckily, we got the season going. And then 2021, I do the documentary, I graduate, and then my apartment catches on fire. Let me tell you something. When my apartment caught fire, I worked part-time at that time for Stafford. I didn't have a full-time job. Because of that, I couldn't find a home. The apartments make you pay, they make you make 3 times the rent for your monthly income. But because I was part-time, I didn't. So I could never find a place. And I was searching for jobs down south.
Wow.
I was searching for jobs down south. I had an opportunity to
you
get
mean
an
like
interview
Charlotte?
with NASCAR.
Yeah, like Charlotte, Daytona areas? Yep.
In Charlotte. I had an opportunity for an interview. And I told Paul. And Paul's like, why? I said, because I can't afford the money to, you know, find a place to live up here. Otherwise, I go back to Maryland where my family is. He said, don't worry, we'll take care of you. Made me full-time, found an apartment.
Nice.
Tells you a lot about the
I mean, that just goes to speak to, like, they're just smart. They know that they needed to keep you there. Like, that was, I still think it's very rare that any racetrack entity would pay full-time for that. But that, I mean, it's great that there is, but those opportunities are few and far between for sure.
And it's, I mean, for me and Paul, like, if you have an idea to Paul, if he says no, it's either one, going to cost a ton of money that's not worth it, or your idea is just that damn stupid.
Yeah.
Like, any idea you have, he's just like, go for it. Mm-hmm. Like, he's so laid back. And now with Kyle joining the fray over the last 3 years, you know, he's been busy with MRM, but now that he's come to Stafford more, I mean, you guys see Kyle and I's dynamic. I mean, we just mesh.
Right.
And we have great chemistry. We think a lot alike. Production-wise, I'm a lot smarter than him otherwise. but like, him and I just mesh so well. And that's why I think whenever we're together, like, it looks like we're having fun. We are having fun. And that matters more than the work at times.
You can't, right. Those
you
things
can't
you
fake
can't,
the
like,
fun.
Right. You can't fabricate that stuff. Right.
So I'm honestly living the dream. People say they're going to miss me when I make it big time, which I appreciate them saying that.
Yeah, until you set me straight. I was saying that for years until you said,
Let me tell you something.
I don't know if I want to go anywhere.
If I spent the rest of my, honestly speaking, if I spent the rest of my life doing what I do now, no complaints. Would it be cool to say I made it to Cup? whether it's production or even announcing, hell yeah, that'd be amazing. If I don't make it, does that make me a failure? Hell no.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think like in, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. What's Mike Joy, 72? I'm just giving you a hypothetical. You know, if he retires and stuff opens up and somebody calls and says, we'll pay you $9 million a year to relocate down to Charlotte and travel across the country for 6 months to do the first half of the NASCAR schedule.
How would you say no?
Right.
I get it.
And here's the thing. If that happened, you could still come back to Stafford because they're done in like June,
season,
right?
yeah.
So you can still make it work.
That's true. I mean, you never know. You genuinely never know.
I understand.
I never thought I'd make it to where I am now.
Is that the end? I mean, where would you want to be? I mean, what?
My number one goal, my dream is to be a Cup Series play-by-play announcer.
Yeah. When I first met him,
dream.
he said my dream was to be the next Mike Joy, right? That's what he said.
Like, that is my dream. Is that still my dream? Yes. But would I take announcing at Stafford? Absolutely. And honestly, even if I made it to the top, I would not have the creative freedom that I have at Stafford, which is part of why it makes it so fun.
True.
Like, I
That's
can
very
do
true.
a lot of things at Stafford at my own time, with my own process, with Kyle, with Paul.
Right.
We can do pretty much whatever we want, and it's fine. Can't do that at the corporate level. So that's the one thing I think that Stafford really has the upper hand working there. There's way more creative freedom for me, and with us being content creators, Sid, the more freedom, usually the better.
Well, that's why I have a problem going anywhere outside of the bowl, because I have had carte blanche to do basically whatever I want there. And even with their huge turnover of operators, I've built a reputation and a trust where everyone that comes along still lets me do my thing. But then it's really hard for me to go into an environment where I don't have all the power to do whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
And that's a hard adjustment. But at the same time, because of how well you guys are doing things at Stafford, that's why I still think eventually at some point your phone's going to ring, because what you guys are doing, like everybody down in Charlotte and Daytona, they know what you guys are doing. Even though you're not a NASCAR track anymore, like they know.
Yeah.
And so when the opportunities are
when Kyle does those Hey Bonza videos, it definitely goes out there.
Well, so when those opportunities open up and they're looking, like you guys, that's one of the places they're going to be looking.